I love Wellness Wednesdays. There's so much to learn in terms of your holistic self and your environs. So this morning, everybody's excited because even Dudley was saying, wow, I haven't seen him in so long. And, a lot of the listeners were saying, oh, my word, give thanks for this. So he's a motivational speaker, international wrestler, yeah, fitness guru, I would say, and founder of the One Love Rebellion. Also used to host a very outstanding program right here on Roots that really brought a lot of our listeners together in a very powerful, positive way. So he's done TV, he's done radio. I don't know why he doesn't get back into, I think he should get back into radio and TV as well. Let's welcome none other than Kevin Wallen. Hey, Kev. Oh, you're in at the Akash, man, you're in at the garden. I like it. Unmute your mic for me, please. Oh,
I am.
My error. Bless up, Kevin.
Blessings, love. You able to hear me now?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Is that a mango tree?
That is, I'm under the mango tree, yes.
Wow. Jeez, beautiful, beautiful. And you
beautiful, juicy, beefy Bombay mangoes.
Beefy Bombay, man, one dropping in your head,
Yeah.
It's not mango season now, right? No.
No, we're good.
All right. I love the T-shirt. I've never gotten one of those T-shirts. I would take even a used one. I don't mind. Never. And I need to get one. And as a matter of fact, now that we're talking about the One Love Rebellion, have our viewers know what does that represent? It's so powerful, but what does it represent? The One Love Rebellion.
Hold on, Ice. I'm not hearing it for some reason.
You're not hearing me?
No.
Are you hearing me?
Let me see.
Okay. What's happening there, OB? I think you were hearing me. You were hearing me, so I don't know. Let's rectify that. Are you hearing me now? Hey, Kevin? We're not hearing you now. I'm not hearing you. I see your... Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
I hearing you. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
You're hearing me? Yes, you answered me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, my brother, tell us about the One Love Rebellion. What does that represent? What does it mean?
It's really love no matter what.
Right.
And sometimes what we think is love is not really love.
Mm-hmm.
So the aim of the One Love Rebellion is just to have us realize that love is not something that you get to take away and give and move around and all that kind of stuff. Love just is. So if you don't like somebody's attitude, if you don't like behaviors, all of those kind of things, it don't mean that you need to take love away. It just means that you need to address the issue that's at hand.
Ah, powerful. And you've been absolutely pushing this theme for many, many years, and still utilize it to this day. How has it been working for you and those around you?
I think one of the amazing things is when the pandemic hit, everybody was just kind of panicking a little bit. But I kind of realized that it was an opportunity to go inside and do some internal work, the kind of work that we're usually too busy to do.
Yeah.
And so what it is that I started doing was just gathering people and taking them up to a place called Raft Jam up there by Red Light in the Blue Mountain side.
Mm-hmm.
And we would be up there for like an entire weekend for 3 days. And we just do a lot of work on personal development, just work on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the kind of personal development that I'm talking about taking a look at our lives, where we're coming from, some of the attitudes, some of the patterns that we have picked up that have not served us very well. And then we take a look at how it is that we can put those things together, or we can work it in such a way that we can make sense of it and put down some of the hurts and the shame and the guilt. And so it's really hard work because you have to take a look at what's going on with you. And you can't focus on what everybody else is so-called doing to you.
Right, right.
So just by being able to do those workshops, it has enlivened me in many different ways. I've just had to surrender to just being a teacher, someone that shares, someone that has had some amazing experiences. And the only reason why I would have had those experiences is just so I could share them with humanity. So so it's been pretty good.
Yeah, and that's so important because just before I came on, we had the Extraordinary Abilities crew come on, Marcy and her mom, who hosts that program. And we were just talking about, how the pandemic or COVID really changed the whole trajectory in terms of how we present and the things that we could do. And even you're just saying now in terms of going internally to really
Yeah.
get to a space that we really need to be. So sometimes we cuss the pandemic and we cuss this and we cuss that, but not recognizing too that there was so much to be learned and so much happened in terms of us as individuals,
Yeah.
us as beings, you know? So yeah,
Absolutely.
that it
I was
worked.
preaching the message from as soon as it started. I'm just like, yo, guys, this is not just an opportunity for us to go inside our houses. This is an opportunity for us to go inside ourselves
Yes.
and take a closer look. Once these doors open up, and they will reopen, who are you going to be when the doors open up? Where
Wow.
are you going to be? Are you going to be better off than you were before the doors closed? What can you do health wise? What can you do education wise?
Yes.
Because we had so much time that we could have gained like a university degree almost, within the time that we had. There's so much that we could research. I mean, I used the opportunity to do a lot of research, on African history. And it was incredible, some of the things that I learned. So yeah, so the pandemic was an opportunity for us to regroup,
Right, right. Yeah,
just
for
regroup,
sure.
readjust.
Well, just yesterday I had Mama G on, and Mama G, I had her on because there was an article that came out in the Gleaner, I think it was, that stated that it was put out by NCU, that all Jamaican women are depressed. And then Mama G said is that not only Jamaican women, her message was that Jamaican men are depressed too, and she went through her whole growing up as a child, where her mother went through domestic violence, and her mom tried to commit suicide, and a whole host of things that she went through. And at the end of the day, she still said she had to love and support her father because her father was there for them, was there for each of them, but he had an alcohol problem. So that was a drug, of course, as you know, and so he would beat his wife and so forth. So, I also wanted to find out from you as a male, and as a male who has been so responsive over the years in terms of what we need to know about ourselves and about yourself too. You've been so open and real with us. What are your thoughts on that, though, as in terms of depression coming out of the COVID still for males and females and even relationships as well?
Yeah, well, I think the most important thing that I can even look at where that is concerned is that the fact that we were born to parents that didn't understand. They didn't know better. They didn't know what to do. We were born in communities where everybody was just trying to find their way.
Right.
So the early parts of our upbringing for a lot of people, it was bad. Bad in the sense that a lot of people got bullied. A lot, and even though some people don't look like, nothing happened, and they look like they're going through life right now unscathed, they're really not. Because I went to a church. My mom came for a visit probably about 3-4 years ago. And I went to a church in rural Trulan. And while I was in the church, they broke out into Sunday school. And I was observing the Sunday school teachers. And they were
Right.
young girls, probably just like young teenagers. And this one girl was reading a book, and she was reading a passage from the book, and she was so passionate about what she was reading, but she couldn't read very well. So the words that she was misspelling and mispronouncing, and it was a mess. So then she closed the book, she put it down, and then she was now explaining to the children what she just read to them. And she was doing it with such passion. Now these kids were not even 7 years old yet. So they're in the most impressionable stage of their
Of
lives.
course.
So the information that they're picking up at this point and that they're believing, nobody's making the effort to say, okay, fine, let me figure out what you learned at age 7, and what the stuff that's good, we're gonna keep those, and the things that are not so good,
We
we're gonna
release
get rid of
those.
them.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going through life right now, and what it is that they're doing is they're just reacting to stuff. They don't even know that they're subconsciously they made decisions when they were younger that have not served them very well. You have people, for example, you have a situation. Let's say you have a little girl. Our daddy is the apple of our eye. She's the apple of my eye. The two of them is just like inseparable. And she goes to school and she learns a new school song, and she can't wait to get home to share this new school song with him. And him is having the worst day of his life at work. And him can't wait to get home so him can just get some peace and just get away from all the noise and the fluff. She don't know that, him don't know that. So the two of them reach home. Him going and him up it and him slam the door. She as a kid, she's not responding to that. She's a picnic. So she can't wait to teach him the new song. And she's singing and she open the door and she crack it and she push her head in and she sing. And normally would I say, come on in, honey. When she not hear nothing, she open the door wider. When him still not say nothing, then time them a hide behind the newspaper because him a trying best not to get angry. But she's just getting louder and louder because she want him to hear the song that she loves so much. And when she get to a certain degree at a volume, him say, shut your mouth. You're a horrible singer. You sound terrible. You're disturbing me. Stop all that noise. In the midst of saying that, there are so many things that changed. Because number one, for a little girl who is the apple of her father, I and two of them have this lovely relationship, she don't want to see him that upset.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that she's going to do to make sure that she doesn't upset him like that again, she's willing to make those
So
adjustments.
she shut down.
So she's willing never to sing again. She's willing never to be seen. She's willing never to all of these different things. And so when it is that you look at stuff like that, there are so many people that are walking through life right now that they don't realize that the reason why they're struggling is because somebody said a word to them when they did small.
Yeah, as you rightly say, it could be one word. Could be just one word. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Somebody beat you for something you never do. Somebody had your lollipop and your sister lollipop drop on your mother, come and take away your lollipop and give it to your sister.
Jesus.
All of those little things, you have no idea. So sometimes we're going through life and we figure, say, boy, it's just that simple. It's not. It's not. We have work to do. There's so much thing that we have to unravel. There's so much thing that we have to go back into our past and take a look at and break down to get a deeper understanding as to who we are today. The stuff that you see going on in our society, me don't know nobody that are just mean and wicked. I know some people that are scarred. I know some people that have all kind of things in them past what you wouldn't even want to look at, let alone experience. So all I'm saying is just like this time, and even in light of what came out in the newspaper, the best thing that we could do at this point is just to show compassion.
Show compassion, because even in the article, just what you're making reference to, is that one of the young ladies that they did the study on, she is an outstanding vendor downtown, and has a very successful business as a vendor, but she was going through the living hell, but nobody would have known. Because the way she conducted her business and all that, they just thought, man, this woman, why? Oh, she had she turn up. But she was going through hell, in her life. So what is it that we can do? And I want to bring in even the, you're into meditation, you're into exercise, you're into wrestling, and, over the many, many years, what is it that we can utilize to make a difference? What is it that you do? Because you're a fitness guru, as I said, and you're an international wrestler. Talk to us about that side of it, Kevin.
Well, look, if the older we get, is the more restricted our bodies get. The more restricted your body gets, is the more restricted your mind gets. So if it is that your body is not getting the exercise that it needs, so that you can effectively, get that blood flowing and pumping around your body in a way that it needs to, if your organs are not getting the blood that they need, they cannot heal themselves. And if the organs are not getting the blood that they need, that means that your body is going to be in dis-ease. And so that is what we call cancer and all of these different labels.
Things. Yes, labels.
That we get into. So the vibration is that the best thing that anyone can do for themselves is just to make sure that the first part of the day is yours. And if it is that you have to get up an hour earlier just to make sure that nobody don't disturb you in that time that is your time, then that is what you should do.
So what you do? What time you normally get up, Kev?
I get up at 4.
Yeah, me too. And then take us through, because people like personal stories. Take us through what you do.
So I get up at 4, and within that period of time, there's a series of things that I try to get done. And one of them is that I feed my mind. And I try to find something that I've never experienced, I've never, explored, and I would explore it. For example, I did some research. One morning, how I got into Kegeling and how I got into even Black history and that kind of stuff is that early morning I'll search around for something that grabs me. And so after I get something that kind of open up and balance out the mind in those kind of ways, then I may move my body a little bit. Like sometimes I'll lay on the ground put my butt all the way up against the wall, open my legs up in a split on the wall, and stay there for as long as I can. And what that does, it opens up my groin, it opens up my inner knees. And by the time I'm doing that, just by having my legs up like that, I open up 12 meridian points. Liver, kidney, spleen, heart, gallbladder. All of those things are opened up and getting proper, better blood flow just by me doing those things. So I find that by the time around 6 o'clock rolls around, I start moving around. I start now getting ready to leave the house. And then I go for a run, I go for a walk, I go hit some weights, whatever the case, but I get some kind of a physical activity for about 45 minutes to an hour. So there's a series of things that I do before I engage the outside world in any kind of meaningful way. Before I start any kind of business, there's a series of things that I do to make sure that I'm okay.
Right.
And that I am served in the way that I can now serve others. If I'm not, I take care of me. Because if I'm not in good shape, if I'm not at my best, I cannot help anybody.
That's right.
I cannot give you my best if I'm not at my best. So I make sure that I put in my juice, I put in the kind of foods that I need to, I put in my supplements that I need to. And I just pay attention to me. So by around, by 9 o'clock in the morning rolls around, I would have done so much for myself by that period. And that whatever comes throughout the course of my day, I can deal
You can
with.
handle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the key is then, as you even say, even if it means to get up earlier just to take care of you, because the operative statement is that if you don't take care of you, you can't mingle, you can't interact with anybody else. The point is that you have to do you first. And a lot
It's
of times,
right behind. Hold on 1 second. It's right behind this thing right there, mom. Inside, where the table is, behind that thing inside.
we're talking to Kevin Wallen. Kevin Wallen, motivational speaker, international wrestler, fitness guru, One Love Rebellion. What's that? Yeah.
Sorry about that. I'm back, love.
Yeah, man. No problem. By the way, how's your son?
He's good.
He just came into my
He's
mind.
good. He's home. He's home for the holidays.
Beautiful.
So it's always a pleasure to have him in the space.
Yeah, that's a little Kevin, or a big Kevin. Cause I'm almost tall like you now, don't?
Oh my goodness, he's taller. He's the newer, shinier version.
Go Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Springy, shinier. Yeah.
Beautiful.
The new model.
You did a good job. You did a good job. It just came to me also that you were a great promoter in terms of really putting out some good productions for music. You had those sessions where we used to enjoy coming to have to. What's the name of the promotions again, Kevin? That you
First Sundays Unchained.
First Sundays Unchained, man. You need to start those forward again. And you highlighted some outstanding up and coming artists.
Yeah, those were nice.
Very nice. And even on your program here on Roots FM, you gathered so many listeners. I mean, people used to come to the chapel. You had gatherings here at Roots. And I thought that was so outstanding as well. People remember that to this day.
Oh, wow.
Have you thought about going back into radio or television, Kev? Or you're just dealing with the Hills thing?
I'm very open right now. There's a lot of different things that are going on at the moment. There's a 2-hour pretty intense 2 hours. It's really designed to shift paradigms. So pretty much what I would do in a 3-day workshop, I give you a good taste of it in 2 hours.
Talk to us about that.
So it's so let's talk about paradigms, right? The way you see something is the way you treat it. But oftentimes you don't realize that you are seeing it a particular way, and that's why you're treating it that way. So let's say you and I are having problems. I'm gonna try to see the negatives. I see all the negatives. Boy, Isis talk too much. Boy, Isis, me not like how she deal with me. She's rude. I'm gonna pick up 5 negatives. And you are telling me that all those things that you're thinking about me is not who I am. Those are your opinions of me, and I'm not listening to you. But now on paper, you show me where, okay, so this is what you think of me. Okay, fine. This is what I think of you. So when I see your judgments of me, I'm saying that, but that's not me. And you're saying, yeah, but just like that is not me. And I'm saying, no, that's who you are. And so the two of us are convinced that what we see in each other is really what we see. So we continue on the work. And then I'm going to ask you now, I said, who are you? And then you're going to give me the 5 words that define you. And there's nothing like the negative words that the other person that I would have used or the other person would have used. It's now five positive words. And then I go turn to the other person and I say, who are you? I'm say five positive words. So all of a sudden I'm realizing that what you think of me and what I think of myself are two different things. And because of my judgments for you, I am unable to see what it is that I am bringing to the table because I am so caught up in looking at what it is that you're doing. So what a judgment chart does is that it gives us an opportunity to come face to face with ourselves in a real way. Because what it is that we often do is that we underestimate what we bring to a conflict and we overestimate what the other person brings. So we're always looking and pointing the finger. But until we stop and take a look at the other side, we'll realize, I do a lot of couples counseling and stuff like that. And in a couples counseling session, even if it's almost like them ready to kill each other, when you really take a close listen to what they're saying, is that if you would only do this, our relationship would be better. If you would stop doing this, then our love would be stronger. If this, that, but they're both saying something that would make the relation. They're both fighting for the relationship, but they're fighting for it in a way that you don't know what you're talking about. I know what is right. But if it is that we stop and take a closer look, oftentimes they are both right. But they were just both programmed differently. They were both brought up differently. So their approach and their understanding of what the problem is just completely different. And so sometimes when it is that an outside voice who has nothing to add to it has an opportunity to see it and say, okay, guys, but this is what you're saying. No, that's not what she's saying. And then she said, no, that is what I am saying. That's what you were saying all along? Yeah, that's what I was saying all along. But me never hear that. No, because you were too busy over there angry at what you were angry at. So a lot of the times, if we stop and take the time, people are always saying us like, look, I love you. We can work this out, but you have to go change your behavior. You have to change your attitude towards me. But they don't say it in that way. Them say it with a whole heap of bad word. Them say it with a whole heap of shouting. Them say it with a whole heap of passion. But I've never bumped into a couple that truly hated each other. They just wanted the other to change.
Yeah. So
what it is that I do with the paradigm change is that you come and within 2 hours, I'm just able to show you how you're showing
2
up.
hours. Wow, that's
just
a short
how
time.
You're showing up in the world, what it is that you're doing to cause your life to look the way that it does, and then you can go ahead and make the necessary adjustments.
So how can persons reach you though? Because I mean, it seems like every other person is having a problem with their relationship or with themselves. Because you not only do couples, but you do individuals who want to make a change in terms of the paradigm shift as well, right?
Absolutely. So the best way to reach me is by WhatsApp, I suppose. This is 354-5125.
Say it. Repeat the number. Repeat the number.
354-5125.
Okay.
I am also there's also Instagram, which is at KD Wallen. And on the Instagram page, you will see that we have an upcoming workshop that's going to be going on from December the 5th through to the 8th in at the Starlight.
You mean January? You mean January the 5th? Yeah.
Yes.
To January the 8th.
So January 5th through to the 8th, and that's going to be at the Starlight Chalet in the Blue Mountains. It's an amazing way to start the new year. Just kind of putting down some old patterns, some old beliefs, and just kind of, step into your greatness. A lot of us feel stuck right now.
Yeah.
For one reason or the other. And so here's an opportunity just to kind of, to kick it start. And it's not just your typical make a New Year's resolution.
Nah, that's so overrated. Yeah. And outdated.
This right now, what it does is that it gives you an opportunity to take a look. And if it is at 10 years, 15 years, you've been making New Year's resolutions, you've been planning, you've been hoping, wishing for something to happen. It's not just as simple as that. The reason why it's not working out is because you probably have a self-destructive behavior that you don't even know that you have. You have a way that you have a self-sabotage automatic system that you don't even recognize that you have.
Yeah.
So sometimes what it is that when you're here, if you're talking like right now we're talking, there's all kind of distractions, all kind of stuff around. But when we're in the mountains and we have 3 days and you can't run from yourself, you just have to take a closer look at what it is that's really causing you to feel stuck. Then it makes a whole difference. Make a tremendous difference.
Kevin, as usual, you always come with just so much power, in terms of what you do for persons. And we talk about the depression article. And so things like this in terms of a paradigm shift, it's going to make a huge difference. So we're encouraging persons to get in contact with Kevin Wallen. We've had a wonderful relationship over the years at Roots FM, individually as well. As I said, when persons heard Kevin was coming on, they were so excited and so forth. So as we made a link a couple of days ago, we said we need to be doing this. We need to do this more often. We need to get back into that mode. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But enough love to you, man. We're on the One Love Rebellion. We love you, Kev, and just stay strong and keep doing what you're doing. You look well, by the way. You really look good.
Look, I just turned 53.
Whoa!
And
35.
And every year for my birthday, there's one thing that I always say, and it's that I want to be able to say that this is the best that I've ever been. And I was able to say it again this year, and
Beautiful.
I'm looking forward to saying it again next year.
That's right, my brother. We love you. Take care, and thanks again, Kev. All the best now.
One love, Isis.
One
Always
Love
a pleasure to see
Rebellion.
you.
Yeah, man. Love you. Bless. Yeah. Wow. It's a minute to the hour of 11 o'clock, and always great to have Kevin Wallen on. Over time, we've had Kevin on. Kevin is family right here at Roots FM, and, really and truly respect and rate him for his work and his humility, his uniqueness in terms of who he is. Trust me, man. Whoa, love Kevin. All right, so thanks again, and we thank you all on Facebook Live. Thank you all on YouTube. We thank you all on 96.1. And, of course, we're going to great segue into Mecwi Talk Wednesday with Arlene Bailey, who is on. Yeah, she is going to be on today, so we give thanks for that. Going to take a pause for the calls and come right back soon. This is Rootsology.